I'm going to show you how you can be an absolute Chad and become a pro user with AI so you can get much better answers and responses from any LLM, whether that's ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity. Really simple. So just watch the end of the video, and this could actually be one of the most impactful AI related videos that you have seen this entire year. First things first, you should understand that the bottleneck when using AI is your brain and your unstructured thoughts or your unstructured thinking. So with that in mind, how can we start thinking more structured? Let me give you an example of a very basic unstructured prompt. I'll open up Claude here right now. Claude, and let's say I want to say, how can I get more Instagram followers? Pretty basic prompt here. Let's see how Claude will respond to that. Post high quality, visually appealing content. Yeah, all this stuff we kind of know. It's a bit generic. It's not like super helpful. Like I get it, but it's not really like, okay, out of these things I know, I think this is the most valuable for you to start. That's the sort of information I want to have a bit more direction and guidance. Okay, let me explain to you why you get answers like this. When you're using AI, think of AI as like a sniper. And when you use a sniper, guess what you have to do? You have to dial everything in. You have to have everything in the right position. Make sure you're waiting for the right moment, things like that. If you just spam some random question, AI is going to give you what? It's going to spam you some random output. So if you know that and you need a way to dial in your prompt, dial in your question, whatever it may be, what's a really easy way to do that? Well, I've created my own method or framework and I call it the Spark framework. And let me show you why I call it Spark. Okay, first things first, you have your input or question. You want to make sure it's in simple language, so both you and the AI understands it. P stands for you want to propose 3 options. And this is really smart. I'll show you why you want the AI to do this later. You want the AI to propose 3 different options or trains of thoughts to answering your question or whatever problem you're facing. Then you want the AI to analyze each option and provide reasoning. Because it doesn't matter if the AI says do this. You want to know why does the AI want you to do that. And then after the AI has done that, you want it to recommend to you what it thinks it's the best. And K is just something that I like. I like it to have clear examples. So if I have different answers or different options, give me clear examples of it so I can understand. Okay, with this in mind, let's go try this out on Claude now. And I use this keyboard shortcut called Spark. And you're going to see how the AI is going to process it because it's more structured prompt and you're going to get a much better prompt output. So let's jump back into Claude and see how this goes. So like I said, this is my keyboard shortcut. And the first thing that you want to do is define a role for the AI. And in this case, what do we want to do? We want to grow Instagram followers. So maybe we want to act as an expert Instagram growth marketer. And this will be my prompt. How can I grow my Instagram followers? So let's read this whole thing together. You are an expert Instagram growth marketer. Follow these rules. So we're giving it a definition of a role. So I want the AI to act as an Instagram growth marketer. So now it's got, hey, I'm an Instagram growth marketer. It's got that on its mind. 2, follow these rules. I want to keep everything simple so I can understand what it's doing and where it's going with its train of thought. 2, if it makes sense and is valuable, give me 3 options. The main thing here is if it makes sense and is valuable. I only want things that make sense and it has to have value. 3, out of the 3 options or how many options it decides to do, I want to understand why it created those options by showing its reasoning. 4, tell me which is the best option out of them all. Because when you have different options, it's kind of better to say, hey, actually now looking at it all, I think option 2 is better now that I think about it. Versus imagine if it just gave you one option. You don't know if there's better options out there. And then 5, this is something I like to use a lot, use examples. So the AI is doing lots of options. It's giving me its reasoning. I want to further understand it so I understand it myself and I understand through examples. Let's go pass this to Claude and see how it goes. Like I said, this was the first prompt we had and pretty generic response. Content quality, consistency, engagement strategies, optimize your profile, growth tactics, what to avoid. Oh wow, can you see this is a lot more interesting? Option 1, Reels first strategy, reasoning. Instagram's algorithm heavily favors Reels. I really like that. Option 2, niche community strategy. Specific beats generic. Okay, so you can see that with theme pages, and it's got an example there. 3, strategic collaboration strategy. Reasoning, you tap into audiences that already like your type of content. Example, sorry. Yeah, wow. There you go. And now it's going to recommend to you what it thinks it's the best, why it's best. Reels give you an unfair advantage through Instagram's algorithm. Can you see how now I have a lot more, I guess, data to work off, or more direction if you want to call it that? And let me just explain to you why this works. So first things first is, if there's one thing you want to take from this video, is please define a role when you use AI. I know some people say you don't need to, but it helps a lot time and time again. It doesn't hurt. It's more valuable to use it than not use it. And this is why, this is how I like to think of it as. You know, LLMs are a huge pool of data or information. When you define it a role, for example, an Instagram growth marketer, you're telling the AI, I want you to focus on all this knowledge you have about Instagram growth marketing. So now that you've defined that, it's going to look in this pool of resource or whatever its knowledge it knows about Instagram growth marketing. And when you're asking it, give me 3 different options, guess what? It's getting 3 different options it has out of this Instagram growth marketing. Can you see how we've started off with something like a role, and inside that role we've defined certain parameters or instructions, and that's why the output of the AI is a lot more helpful. Yes, it really is that simple. And yeah, you can see, for example, when we didn't use Spark, we got the generic right here at the start, very generic response. And then when we decided to use Spark, we've got a lot more structured approach. And I like to say it's a lot more valuable. And by adopting this Spark method, it's helped me prompt so much better. I've gotten amazing results for both myself and my clients. And yeah, I highly recommend you do it. Really easy. So in my example, I have a Mac and I'm using a keyboard shortcut. So if you have a Mac as well, I'll show you how I do it. So press Command Space on Mac, write down settings, click on system settings. You'll come up here, right here, write down text replacements, double click on this. Okay, now to add a new text replacement, click on this plus sign and whatever you want it to be. Let's say I want it to be prompt. Okay, prompt. And what you're going to replace it with is that huge prompt I just gave you guys. It's going to be in the video description below. So just read the video description. You'll see it there. So I'll paste it there. Paste. I'm not going to add it because I already have it. And then there you go. Awesome. So that's the easiest way for you to start using AI like a power user. Remember, the main bottleneck when using AI is your thoughts. So before using AI, don't ask it basic questions. Try to structure your prompt, your thoughts, and give it clear, simple instructions so it's both simple for you and simple for the LLM. And like I said, if there's one major thing you can get out of this is define a role. And if you want to use the whole keyboard shortcut that I do, go for it. I highly recommend it. You're going to see your output tremendously increase and get more valuable output. Awesome. If this video helped you out, please like on it. If you have any questions, please comment. If there's anything else in regards to AI, LLMs, ChatGPT, Claude, programming, any questions at all, comment that as well. If you want me to make a specific video to help you out, comment as well. Otherwise, if you can please subscribe, that greatly helps the channel, and I'm planning to make a lot more videos to help you guys and girls out. Thank you and peace out.